Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fantastic episode, a JR episode, a Junior episode, and I'm not talking about Sayal, of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. So, with Superman number 32, which should be out any day now, Geoff Johns and John Romita Jr. taking over the duties and being the new super team. Now, I'm hit or miss with a lot of Geoff Johns' work. The Secret Origin story, which was the last major Superman story I remember from before the New 52, maybe like 2006, I think that came out. There were good things and bad things, and of course, I think it was Gary Frank who did the art. The artwork was neat, very kind of realistic looking art. People's faces had a lot of character, there were wrinkles, there were a lot of different things that made them look very human, as opposed to John Romita's art, which I don't know what they look like. I look at this art and it looks like my nephew drew it, and my nephew is, what, 4? That may be a little harsh. I probably couldn't do the art, but a trained artist, a big celebrated artist, an artist that they're hiring on the book because he apparently can sell books, same with Geoff Johns, he's a great writer. I know he's really involved with the creative forces now at DC. I think he's really big on a relaunching point of the New 52, which a lot of people hate, a lot of people are okay with, and I'm sure some people love. And I know that a lot of the Flash stuff and the Flashpoint, and I know he's the Aquaman guy that made Aquaman cool again in the New 52. If you're not reading that book and you still think Aquaman's kind of a doof, then you should check that out, because I've only read 1 or 2, but it's definitely very cool, and in Justice League he's very cool. He's not this goofy guy from the Super Friends cartoon. But the art that they've been soliciting, the weird thing is they just came out with the cover of Superman 32, and it's very reminiscent of Superman 2, where he's going to save Lois at the Eiffel Tower, and he runs behind the building, and you see several different versions of Christopher Reeve running as his, I guess, his clothes melted off in those movies, and then he takes off for Paris. It's very reminiscent of that. It's almost an exact copy, except it's the New 52 costume, and everybody's complaining about the seams again. I thought we were already over that. It seems because they're like armor-plated things that are formed by these nanites that live in the S that's always present, or whatever it is, however it works. I kind of like it. I've said it before. I like that better than I like a guy wearing big, thick red leather boots and a long cape underneath office clothes and still looking like a thin guy. But the cover is really cool. The face is a little weird, and it's drawn by Junior Jr. Now, then you look at the inside artwork, and it looks terrible. First of all, they're showing him fighting Titano, and Jimmy's talking about it to Perry. Perry looks 90 at points, but he also looks 90 pounds. Jimmy looks 4, and again, 90 pounds or less. I don't know that there's anybody reading Superman books that's looking for a Titano story. And all of the characters just look rushed, rapidly drawn, and very sloppy. Now, I suppose that's better than the alternative, which is like Jim Lee art, which I love, which is beautiful, which is the greatest art I've ever seen, but it takes 3 months for a book to come out. We're still waiting on Unchained 7. I think Unchained's been out for 2 years now, and we've gotten 6 issues. So I can see the dichotomy there. One is people complain because books don't come out on time, and the other is people complain because the art's too rushed. So maybe that's what's going on, and maybe people like John Romita's style because he worked on Marvel and they're fans of those books. But of course, that goes to more the storytelling and who the writer is. And of course, in a comic book, the artwork does help to tell the story. But if you have Geoff Johns on your book telling the story and the story is good, you could almost have any artist, or anybody who writes the story and the story is good. You can almost have any artist. And you might not want a Jim Lee or a really intricate, detailed artist, because maybe they'll get behind and then you'll have a book that's late. And Superman's one of the monthlies, one of the regulars. Unchained is kind of a special, and I think it's temporary, and it's going to go away, and it's not part of the ongoing continuity. Sometimes you have to come up with a way to make the art come a little quicker so that you can get the books out on time, and I don't know if that's what's happening. I haven't looked that much into John Romita's art. I just know that the art they're using is very peculiar because it looks horrible, and if that's indicative of the book, the way it's going to look going forward, I would think it would turn more people off than turn them on. The cover helps because it makes it look a little better, and it's drawn by the same guy who's doing the interiors of the book. But I'm a little concerned about the artwork going forward. I mean, I hate sloppy artwork, and I hate, you know, when they mix artists in one book where a guy looks one way on one page and a totally different way the next page. So at least if he can get it done quickly because he draws that way, we won't have 2 and 3 artists, and we won't have big delays. Who knows? Let me know what you think. Also, write me in if you have something you'd like me to discuss, or if you have a question for me. We'll do viewer questions, viewer mail. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, John Romita or not, always look up in the sky.